There's a party at your base, and everybody's invited, it seems. What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys, and a little something different on the channel today. A little Sunday vid, if you're checking it out the day this gets uploaded. Usually we take the breaks on the weekends, get some content done, but I could not help myself. We need to talk about the delivery update. Yes, the newest event going on in Last Day on Earth. They're very excited. If you're not familiar, this is currently going on, delivery service. We've had a day plus a little bit. This is an 11-day event in its initial run. I'm going to jump in. We're going to talk everything we know about it, give a few tips and tricks that I found to be helpful, and walk through just some of the systems of the event, and, as I always do, give a few impressions and some of my thoughts. First and foremost, there's a lot going on. We got the Anomaly event. If you got Raiders going, if you have your healer here, this could be a pretty jam-packed little space, so it can get pretty interesting. Essentially, if you're familiar with Port Lab, this event works exactly the way the deliveries at Port Lab do, with a few different exceptions. One, it's at your home base, which is very, very nice. I actually really like that. I think, genuinely, just to give you my first thoughts up front on the event, this is a good event. And this is an event that I think everyone will enjoy, is accessible by almost everybody, no matter where you are in the game, which is really, really nice. I think you're going to be able to get some good rewards out of it if you spend a little bit of time. And the nicest part, it's not even a very difficult event. You just need some resources and some supplies. You do need a little bit of time. You got to plan for it just a little bit, but I'll talk about a few things that I found to be helpful to kind of help push past that. The first day can maybe feel a little bit rushed, but after that, I think you can get into a pretty good flow of it. So let's chat about it. First and foremost, let's take a look. Here's how this works. You're going to pack packages. We'll dive into those. You then go over to the delivery terminal. You drop them in there. You get these things. They're called delivery coupons or receipts or whatever they're called. And basically, you rack these up and then you spend the points. Here is the store. Very excited about this. This is a great store. It lasts the entire time of the event. So you have essentially, at least at the outset of this, 11 days to pick up anything that you need. The highlights for me, and I think for most players, are going to be two extremely rare weapon mods, which is very doable. 2,670 seems like a lot, but as we start jumping in and talking about the points you can get every day, this is very achievable, I think, for just about everybody if you put some time in, and if you are at a decent spot in the game, you've made a little bit of progress, you're probably going to have no issue grabbing these, which is great. For a lot of other players, me specifically, I'm very excited about the opportunity to get 2 drone blueprints. Drone blueprints are very, very rare, very difficult to get your hands on, so that is really great. If you're looking for some additional weapons, if you're a little bit newer into the game, I'm excited that you could pick up a SCAR and a VSS, to be honest with you. These are usually not very accessible weapons either, so I'm really excited for those. Gasoline has been a struggle. I personally don't think I would spend it on this, but if it's a resource that you need, that you're in desperate need of, that's here for you. If you're ATV grinding, you've got your gas cylinders, which is cool. Of course, you have 3 regular weapon mods, so if you're very early on, this is fantastic to grab. And then everybody knows, well, maybe you don't. If you're new here, I love dogs, and I especially love getting leveled up dogs. Level 3 dogs here is great. Rottweilers are some of the best true friends in the game, hands down, with the skills that they can get. So yeah, definitely be sure to get your hands on these if you can. Corgis are great too, also very rare. You don't see those a lot. They are becoming a little bit more common, but if you can't find them out in the wild, so you have to rely on events and things like that. And to be able to grab a level 3 Corgi is really cool. And then worst comes worst, you got some genomes, which I don't know that I would buy these. These are a little bit expensive, but if you have nothing else of interest in here, at least you could get some of that to help you with the store. So very good store overall. I don't think the prices are outrageous at all as we get talking about it, but that's what we have. We needed a good event like this. I think this raises my spirits a little bit, if you can't tell. Okay, let's get into talking about these, and I'm gonna get to crafting some boxes here. You essentially have 4 different boxes that you're going to be able to make. Each day you have the opportunity to set 4 of these. We'll show you what these look like in the delivery here. The nice part is they give you a really good selection of items to pick from to be able to craft these delivery boxes. That's really nice. This event does reset every single day on your daily reset. I'm also a big fan of that. That means that you can kind of just plan around your daily reset. It makes this whole event just a little bit easier to manage. That way, if you do forget it and you jump into the game a few hours later, maybe you boot it up before you head for bed, you can still knock this event out before your daily reset, as long as you know what time that is. So I'm a big fan of that, and I think that works out really nice. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to pack these up. Me personally, I say use whatever supplies that you have most available to you. I'm going to give some recommendations, but of course, if you're struggling with that supply, or maybe you're in a different part of the game than I am, you might not have that as much accessible. For me right now, I have a mess ton of wires. You just seem to get a lot of wires. It's also the cheapest amount of items that you need for this first crate. But again, use anything that you have accessible. If you're breaking down certain things and you have a ton of bolts, like all of this I think is pretty cheap. I personally wouldn't do the raw meat for these, but again, if you have tons of it, by all means. And again, you're going to be making 4 of each of these each day to get the maximum amount of points that you can for the event. Then we go to supplies for the commune here. Nails and I think ball bearings are probably the 2 cheapest, but even just 5 oak planks. Oak is extremely easy to farm now, just with the revamped northern region. So those are good. I'd probably personally avoid the leather and the tan fur. But again, if you have a lot of it, go ahead and use it up. Now we start to get into a little bit more of the advanced crate, but I still think this is quite accessible for most folks. This would probably be the Genesis crate, probably where we start to see maybe a little bit of separation from just level and time in the game. But if you can make this work, I do think this is very valuable for you. It's kind of interesting. You don't need a ton of plastic, except when you do need a ton of plastic. This is a little expensive for plastic. Me personally, I'm doing rubber parts. You need a good chunk of these. You can also turn these into rubber with the press, I think, or whatever it's called. But for me, that's what I'm doing. But again, if you have a good stockpile of iron bars or aluminum wire, by all means, use what you think is best. But that's where I'm going. Glass is also relatively accessible, so those two don't seem too bad. And then we get to the final crate of this delivery event, which is the gas station. This one probably will be the most difficult for players to get completed. Me personally, I have just a huge stockpile of rubber. It's also one of the cheaper ones. I don't think you should be spending steel or copper. They have a lot of other really important applications. Engines you need a ton of until you're done with engines. A lot of parts, like once you get the ATV complete. Who's attacking me here? I'm trying to talk to these people about this event, you silly wolf. Anyways, put in what you think is best here. I personally wouldn't do springs. For me, it's going to be engine parts or rubber. I'm just using rubber. That's what I have accessible. I do recognize that like even mid-game players are really going to struggle with these resources. That's okay, right? If you can't completely maximize this event up front, don't worry about it. You're still going to be able to get some good rewards, especially if you can even just be doing the first 2 packages and maybe even some of the 3rd level of packages each of these events. And I think that's going to work out pretty nicely for you. So we have all of our packages set. One of the big tips that I'm going to give before we talk about the deliveries themselves is once you complete the deliveries, keep building the packages. Assuming you have a little bit of space in your base, this is going to save you an immense amount of time. Let's talk about what it is, and this guy always gets in my way. Let's talk about what it is in order to get each of these packages from a timing perspective. The more rare or the higher level packages take a little bit more time. Now I have some boosts and some buffs from the VIP zone, so let me just talk about them. Fair supply packages, these take 5 minutes a piece if you're not skipping, of course, with ads or with your coins. So 5 minutes on fair supplies, 6 minutes on the commune supplies, again without any boosts or buffs. You're looking at 8 minutes for the Genesis orders and 10 minutes per for the gas station delivery. So the best way I've been able to handle this is just chill at your home base, drop the supplies in that you need, leave the game or put it down, leave your base, whatever you're going to go do something for a few minutes, come back, swap your things in. Or if you just pop into the game like regularly to update and just kind of refresh anything else that you're crafting, just throw this into your kind of crafting routine, and that will be a big help. I would also strongly recommend do whatever the highest level of package that you know you're going to be able to complete first. Try to get your next set of days, 4 or 6 of these done. That way you have them and you have them stockpiled. And again, use your idle time to do the 10 and the 8 minute ones, because the 5 minute ones you could probably do in like a play session. You're running around your base, maybe you're going to do your settlement things, maybe you're going to drop some supplies in and go farm one of the close locations really quick. You can come back, you'll save yourself a little bit of time. Obviously, you can also use your daily ad skips. I have a feeling for most players, that's what they're probably doing for a good amount of their packages. You can essentially get 2 sets of your packages done. That would use up 8 of your ad skips, keeping 1 for your emergency refresh and 1 for something else if you want to do that. But certainly if you plan a little bit ahead, I think you'll be able to put yourself in a good position. Like I am here, I crafted all of these yesterday or through this first reset in preparation for this. And I am just simply storing them here in this crate, which is normally reserved for my bait chest. This is my one argument with this event, is like all these people are way too close. Okay, let's talk about the deliveries themselves. Here's how this works. Okay, as basic as I can describe it. This initial number, this first number here, is essentially the amount of reputation coupon point things that you're going to get, okay, per, what are these things called? I don't know. Delivery notices, whatever. This first amount is what you're going to get per crate that you drop into each of these. Okay, the range that you see here is saying if you do 1 crate of the fair supplies, you're going to get 30 points or 30 recipe coupon things. If you do all 4, you're going to get 120. And if you do 3 of these, you're going to get 90. 2 of these, you're going to get 60. Okay, so the first number is a single crate. This top end number is all 4 crates without any additional bonuses. I want to make that very clear. The same thing can be said for each of these. You're going to have all 4 available shipments to you. When you get these done, you can refresh them. We'll see that for coins if you want to try to get some additional points and spend your coins here. But that's essentially how it works. The other thing, if you're not familiar with how the port lab and delivery system works, you see these question marks. Throughout the journey of the shipment, and I will show this to you, you're going to get asked a couple of questions. The amount of questions you get asked are based on the number of question marks you have here. The more rare the things are, the more questions you have to answer. This is essentially available slots to get dropped specialty items and or lose or gain reputation. We'll talk about that here shortly, but that's what that means. That's why in these initial ones with the fair supplies, you only see 1. And here you see 2 for both of these. You're going to get asked a few questions. You have the chance of taking 2 additional items away from this event. 3 here for the biggest one. So at the base level, with 11 days, if you were to do all of these and take the safest route to not have any of these impacted and get all crates put together, you get about 13,200 total points. If we think about that, now granted, again, that's every crate, every single day, all 4 per level, 13,200 points. It's pretty dang good. That means you could buy essentially your drone blueprints. You could basically buy all of the blueprints with a decent amount left to maybe probably grab a dog and a scar or something akin to that. That's a lot. Now that's a lot. Now granted, I do recognize again that for players that are a little bit more new into the game or maybe haven't grinded as much, especially for this top end crate, you are going to be losing out on some of the points. But if you can fill up these first 2, or these first 3, you're still getting a very solid amount, and it will not take you many days. It'll take you just a handful of days to grab those EXBPs or those drone blueprints, whatever is most important to you. So that's why I like this event so much. It's just very accessible. It's easy to do with just a few minutes at your base or checking into the game a little bit throughout the course of the day. And I think you can set this up very, very nicely. So let's go in and do some shipments so you can see how this works. So again, this is base. Now, I have to say this. Once you grab this, you're going to fill these up. So you need the boxes in your inventory. You can close out of this if you don't want to, but if you need to go grab them, for instance, you can run back. But you need them to be in your actual inventory on your character. You see the pluses here. You're going to be able to add all 4 boxes in. You're going to see we jump up to the 120 of the coupons. You can also see the potential rewards that you can get by taking the risks. Now we're going to go ahead, we're going to do the insurance and take the risks on these, honestly, because I want the points. But hopefully we get the opportunity. But this is what can drop specifically from this crate. And I believe they're all a little bit different as we get through the levels and level things up. So a couple grenades is pretty cool. An Uzi, heck, you can even get a weapon mod blueprint or a dog from this, which is pretty dang neat. So that is pretty cool. In addition to that, insurance is going to increase with each level of reputation that we go. So you will see this. It goes from 7 to 14 to 21 to 28, I believe. So it does get more expensive. It's essentially proportional to the amount of points that you can get with the insurance. You don't need to buy this, but if you are going to spend any coins on this event, this might be the best, although I wouldn't recommend it. If you want to spend absolutely nothing and be completely free to play, just drop your packages in and always choose the safest route. That way, things won't get damaged. You won't lose any reputation. You can guarantee your points. If you like to gamble a little bit, give it a try. The reputation hurt. It can be big in some instances, but it also has the chance of being really good, boosting your points up, or giving you some additional supplies. Lastly, you can go ahead and you can add, using coins, you can go ahead and you can add additional boosts. Now I'm going to do this for each of these just to show. It's 120 for this. If we go ahead and do the additional thing, we're getting 40 additional points here. And this will work each time that we go ahead and do this. So we'll spend another 25 coins, we go up to 200. If you really want to maximize and get as many points as you can certainly do this. I recommend, though, if you are going to do this, then make sure that you buy the insurance. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the insurance for this, and we'll go ahead and get these started. Now, granted, you could fill all of these up if you wanted. I'm not going to spend the coins to do that. Then essentially it's going to work through this progress. There's a little progress bar that I'm in the way of, and I apologize for that. It's going to stop us, and it's going to ask us. There's a squad of zombies, blah, blah, blah. You can either take the safe route or you can take the dangerous route. There's a squad of zombie catchers from Genesis. Shit, they need help. The infected cornered one of our guys. The top one, in my experience, pay attention to these, is always the dangerous route. The bottom one is always the safe route. So if we wanted to leave this guy here, we would protect this. If we didn't have insurance, we wouldn't risk any of our reputation points here. But since we have the insurance, or again, if we like to gamble, and if we want to try to get that additional item, we press this. We did not roll successfully here, so this was protected from insurance. We didn't get any damage. If we would not have had the insurance, we would have lost reputation for this, and that's how that would have worked. Okay, so we would have ended this now with less than we had, and that's it. Simple as that. We grab these invoices. I don't know, what was I calling? Coupons, whatever. We grab these invoices. Those are the points that we now have available for the event. You can see here, and I'm in the way, this is 20 coins to refresh this. And you can see up here, this is the daily reset timer for each of these. So these are going to come back every single day. We can go ahead and we'll jump in and we'll do the rest of these. We're doing all 4. We can go ahead and notice it's 25 here. And it took us up another 40 points. So I believe that this works pretty much systematically the same across the board for all of the deliveries. We'll confirm that just because I want to be sure. But again, you see the insurance has now gone up to 14 coins. And we'll go ahead and get started. Now we should get stopped 2 times with this one. Yep. Spotted several, blah, blah, they look suspicious. Packages were not damaged because I have the insurance. Hopefully we can roll a positive one. We'll pick up Hitchhikers. So far we have not. Don't let this jade you, though. It is purely random. It's a coin flip. We got our 280 invoices there. We'll go ahead. We'll drop all 3 of these in. It's another 25 coins. This should take us up to 400. Yeah, so it's essentially 40 additional invoice points per slot. It's looking like across the board. We'll grab the insurance here just so that we can go ahead and do that. Now we're going to get stopped 2 times. We will check the abandoned camp. I am losing all of these. Okay, there we go. So we finally won. Don't let it change you. If you want to gamble, do the gamble. But if you don't want to, don't risk it. Just take the safe route. We did get an additional 40 points here, and then I think this will pretty well wrap this up. Oh, we actually got stopped a 3rd time here. Bloody spots, it looks suspicious. We'll stop and examine. Okay, and then our insurance came in big here. That was pretty nice. There we go, and that's done. Oh, I meant to look here. Oh no, so it looks like maybe the rewards are the same for each of the different ones. We'll just we'll double check on that one. I didn't look here for that, and I do apologize. And I just want to confirm, pay this. Yep, and we got an additional 40 there. Yep, and so those are the same. We will grab insurance here, and we'll get these started. Again, I don't recommend using the coins unless you really, really want to. Packages weren't damaged. I want to grab one of the events. Nope. We're having no luck with that today. All right, and that's it. And there we go. So we got another 520 there. And after 2 days, you can see that we're already sitting at 3,482. Now, granted, I did use some coins. I did some pre-testing for this. Obviously, used some coins during the course of this event. But am I getting... They can't leave me alone. I'm just trying to get the information out to the people here. So that's where we're at. Hopefully, you get an opportunity to jump in and enjoy this. Again, if you go ahead and you complete all of the crates each day of this event, you're looking at 13,200. It's 1,200 total points per day without any additional boosts. And again, assuming you don't lose any for taking the gamble, or if you buy the insurance, of course, you have the opportunity to do that and not lose any of those invoice points. After 2 days, and again, with some coins spent, I'm already looking at being able to pick up basically the drone blueprints, which I'm pretty dang excited about. If you did what I did and you spend a little bit of coins, you can see 2 days in, you're already grabbing your EXBPs, but those should only take you about 3 days to get complete if you wanted to grab these and you're able to fill up all of the crates. Now, granted, if you were only able to do some of the lower ones, it will take you a little bit longer, but I do think it's accessible. If you're just getting these 2 and you're not risking anything, you're getting 360 a day, so that's pretty good. I really do think if you can step up into these 2 more, higher level crates, especially this one, I think is extremely valuable, or even straight to the workshop. The other option is, of course, if you can't fill up all 4 because you're tight on resources, you certainly can try to get 1 or 2 of these every single day. Put that into your grind and make that work. So let me know what you think of the event. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's easy. It's accessible for a lot of players. And I do think the rewards are pretty dang good. We've been waiting for a good daily shop in these. There's no additional paid things. If you want to use some coins, which of course are paid for, but you have them from the pass. A lot of folks buying the premium pass. If you're selecting coins from your crates, you might have some that are accessible for this and certainly can use them. And I think that's pretty neat. So let me know what you think of the event down below. I'm excited about it, as I have said many times. And I'm excited to pick up some really, really good rewards from this. I really do plan on grabbing the drone BPs, a couple of doggos. Honestly, even if I can, I'm gonna grab the Scorcher and this anti-spore rifle. That just helps to save some resources, that we need to put these things together. Scorcher's a pretty expensive thing to build, so that's pretty cool that we're able to grab it. Heck, there's a Dragunov here, which is crazy that we can pick this up for basically the same that you're grabbing your EXBPs from. So hopefully you're out there doing some of the delivery event. I really look forward to talking about the Purge event when it rolls around here, but that is 10 days away or so from this. So if this was helpful, let me know down below. I really appreciate it. If you are not subscribed already, please consider it. We do a whole bunch of Last Day on Earth content, a whole bunch of informational stuff, and have some fun. We got some free to play coming up, some big updates I'm actually going to record after this. So very excited to get that out this week as well. We have a whole playlist of that. We have a Lakesland Survival Guide. We have a whole ton of Last Day on Earth content. So hit that subscribe button for us. Help us get to our next channel milestone of 10K. We'd really appreciate that. Our Discord is popping. Lots of great information over there as well. That link's in the description. If you want to come join a really cool community and join the discussion there as well. Thanks for watching. We'll be sure to catch you in the next one. Peace.